After winning 7 straight games, the 23rd-ranked UNC Pembroke Braves have made the trip down to Dahlonega, Georgia for the second game of today's doubleheader. The Braves looking to pick up their 8th straight victory as they duke it out with the Nighthawks of North Georgia for the second time this season. Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning back in to the UNCP Sports Network. John Gross courtside here at the beautiful Convocation Center on the campus of the University of North Georgia. Snow has tapered off a bit here in the mountains of North Georgia. If you were tuning into the first broadcast, you would know that, well, it was snowing quite a bit and took some time for some people to get here, but some fans have started to trickle in for this second game. What a thriller we saw in Game 1. UNCP led by 16 points with just over 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter before the 17th-ranked North Georgia Nighthawks came roaring back and picked up a 4-point victory. A heartbreaker for the Lady Braves, but certainly lots to build upon for that game. Some things to improve upon. Now we look forward to the men's game. UNCP again riding a 7-game win streak. This is the second time they've played against North Georgia. The first game out, a 30-point drubbing. That came back in Pembroke. But the Braves taking their talents on the road here. It's been a bit of a long trip, about 6-hour drive. And they're taking out a North Georgia team coming off of a win against Georgia Southwestern. The Braves 17-4 in the season, 11-2 in conference play, sitting atop the Peach Belt Conference standings, taking on the 11-10 North Georgia Nighthawks, 6-7 in PBC play. Well, the Braves' success, you can look back to last game, really summed it all up. Braves coming off of a blowout win against Flagler, and frankly, over the stretch, that's kind of been the trend. UNCP outscoring opponents in conference play by 17.1 points per game. Truly a remarkable number when you think of how competitive this conference is for the most part. It's maybe a little bit top-heavy this year, not as balanced as it has been in years past, but hey, UNCP took Augusta to the woodshed. They battled on the road, pulled out a victory against USC Aiken. They blew out Lander, and they've made relatively easy work with the entirety of this conference, with the exception of North Georgia, of Georgia College, who they lost to early in conference play, and they won't play them again. But they took down North Georgia by 30 points in Game 1, looking to follow that up in Game 2 here in Dahlonega. A couple players who have really been balling lately for the Braves, and they've been doing it all season long, but you look at a guy like Jordan Ratliff, who's found a ton of success, averaging 13 points a game, coming off of a 13-point outing against Flagler. The big storyline in that Flagler game, I mean, you look at someone like David Strother, 19 points, 8 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from threes. But those two guys have been doing it all year long. Spencer Levi, you can make the argument, he's been the difference maker lately for UNCP. Coming off of a 12-point game, 6 of 6 from the fields at 8 boards, put up 21-9 against Clayton State a couple games ago. He has just been balling. He brings so much more than just the stat sheet to this UNCP team, because he'll fill up the stat sheet in a whole bunch of different categories. He's an energy guy. He talked about that after last game, how it's his job, it's the bench's job to bring the energy, make sure there's no drop-off between the starting 5 and the 5 reserves, or in this case today, 4 reserves. Dewan Lassane did not travel for UNCP. The depth of this Braves team has propelled it to really elite levels of success this season. It's at a point where when these games get out of hand late, Tony Jones can't necessarily bring in any quote-unquote scrubs because everyone is so good on this deep roster for the Braves. And they'll look to that today to try to run away with things against North Georgia, who the Nighthawks, one thing they do very well is play defense. They've been doing a good job limiting opponents. They are second in Peach Belt Conference scoring defense, lighting up just 75 points per outing. Their issue, though, scoring the basketball, 11th in the conference in points per game at 74.5 points per game. Looking back to that game against UNCP, North Georgia had just one scorer in double figures. That guy, Ephraim Shimanga, who leads the conference in steals, also averages 12 points per game. An absolute slasher to the basket. Not a great shooter, but he can get to the hole, and a very athletic finisher inside. So, with that in mind, a couple minutes away from tip-off as we have the starters introduced. We'll hear a little bit from head coach Tony Jones previewing today's matchup.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining me today. Coming off a big win against Flagler last night, I got to say that place was rocking. Just from an energy standpoint, I think Spencer harped on it earlier in the press conference last night. But from your perspective, what's it like when the crowd is just going on and everything is in a good groove?
It's great. I know in the past we've led in attendance in the conference, and just having the support, the students coming out, friends and family. It's
You
all
saw that maybe you didn't see last.
second half. I don't think we did. So defensive and rebounding, of course, that's the motto here. So I think that's what we can just improve on us a little bit more.
100%. I think when I asked Dave last night, it's 17 assists on 38 made shots, and I think you harped on it about when things are just going well. I guess talk about if a player is in the position to make a good shot, but he notices that another teammate might even have a greater shot, the selflessness of the team just moving the ball around and finding the better shot rather than a good shot.
Yeah, it helps having a lot of versatile guys, not guys just one dimensional. So when you're open and you see somebody else is open, just like you said, we're very selfless. The ball moving around the arc makes the defense work a little bit more. So once you make that extra pass from a good to a great shot, I mean that's the key to success.
Heading into a tough road stretch, first of 3 road games, what has been the mindset of the team now that we're heading into a pretty tough stretch?
It's always just one game at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. The guys are usually locked in on our opponents. We focus on the scouting report. We never worry about who we got further down the road. It's right now it's North Georgia, and the other teams will come as the time passes.
As a team like North Georgia, you're going to be playing some teams throughout the rest of the season that may not have as good of a record as you guys, but if that doesn't mean that they're not going to be playing hard, and at the same time, they got a chance to maybe spoil the season a bit. So I guess emphasize on the focus on taking it one play at a time, one possession at a time, kind of the mentality.
Yeah, the records don't matter. The Peach Belt, we kind of beat up all on each other. It's like Flagler. I mean, they didn't give up throughout the whole game. They were down 15 or 20 at one point. I mean, they still playing defense like they were down 2 or something like that. So, just like you said, the team's records are maybe not be so great, but there's definitely a lot of talent on these teams, and we got to respect each opponent.
And when playing against North Georgia, we won by over 20 points last time before Christmas. I'm sure they're a much different team than when you saw them the last time.
Yeah, they're shooting the ball a lot better. Defensively, they're playing a little bit better. They had a lot of talent. I think we just caught them on a bad day, so I expect them to come out looking for some revenge. Tishmanga's a very good player. Their bigs are pretty good. They got a well-coached team, and I expect nothing but a hard fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And with North Georgia, they're coming in with a lot of confidence. They've won 3 of their last 4 games, and they got a scrappy bunch of guys, 4 of them averaging in double figures. So what is maybe an
Back here at the Convocation Center, we are ready to go between 23rd ranked UNC Pembroke and the North Georgia Nighthawks. Tyrell Kirk, Jordan Ratliff, David Struther, Carson Mounts, Akia Pruitt. Starting 5 for the Braves, the 4 guards for the visitors, for the home side. Josh Cottrell, Bailey Miner, Zez Steeple, Ephraim Shimanga, and Karad Watson patrols the paint inside. Opening tip in the hands of UNCP as Pruitt wins into the center circle. Braves going right to left. It's Ratliff in the near wing up top to Carson Mounts, and his feed is into the bench of North Georgia, scooped up by Dan Evans, the first-year head coach for the Nighthawks. An early turnover for the Braves, who come out in a full-court man-to-man press. Braves, their gray jerseys, black letters and numbers with a gold outline on the letters and numbers. Inbounded to Zez Steeple, who didn't play against UNCP, but really good score averages just near 14 points a game. Here's Watson, high post, off to Cottrell, curls off the screen, steps back straight away. Bailey Miner near wing, picks up his dribble, turns hand Shimanga right of the lane, hesitates, up and under, kick out, left corner 3, up and short for Cottrell, rebounded by Carson Mounts, who gets rid of it to David Struther, nearly lost control of it, and having a tough time gaining grip in the basketball. Leaves it for Mounts, runner on the right side, and Carson gets the scoring started. A righty hook from the right block. Really coming up as of late. Last game against Flagler scored just 2 points, but that snapped a streak of 3 straight games, scoring in double figures. 2-0 Braves, opening minute of action. Cottrell, high post, curls off the screen from Watson, who receives it back at the top of the key. Out to Cottrell, left wing 3. His second triple attempt is off the back iron and tipped around underneath. Out of bounds, it'll head down to UNCP side of the floor. Today's officials, Michael Reese, Freddie Blanton, and Charlie Balevnik. Tyrell Kirk trots across, bounce pass to Struther on the right wing. Bounce, fakes one way, goes to Struther, back in the right wing, inside to Pruitt, short right corner. Backs down, Cottonwell has a big size advantage, and it swung around the arc, ends up with Ratliff, who lets it loose from the left wing. And it rolls off, rebound Athletic to Steeple for North Georgia. Just pass to Watson, just inside the logo, off to Cottonwell right wing. He's already attempted 2 threes, missed them both. Picks up a dribble, bounce pass to the big body of Cottonwell on the right block. Outside to Minor, back to Cottonwell, leaner off his back foot. Unsuccessful, and Pruitt snatches the rebound. The all-time leading rebounder in Peach Belt Conference history. Receives it just inside the timeline. Hands off to Ratliff on the left wing. Ratliff goes to work left side. Back out to Pruitt off the pick and pop. 3 on the way! Buries the triple. Akia Pruitt puts UNCP up 5-0. The Braves have won 7 straight. They could pick up their 8th win in a row. 8-2 in the last 10 meetings against North Georgia. As Steeple picks up his dribble about midway through the front court. Off to Shimanga, attacking on Mounts. High arcer off glass. Hops out, rebounded by Carson Mounts. One hand feeds it to Struther. Quick chuck down the floor to Pruitt. To Kirk, spins one way, rotates the other, goes baseline. And is shoved in the left short corner. That's a personal on Josh Cottrell. His first, team's first. And a couple of very early changes. Lonrayola Tunji checking in for Karad Watson. In addition to KJ Jenkins, coming off of a 19-point performance, averages 14 points per game. Only redshirt freshman, he checks in for Josh Cottrell. Ball lob to Pruitt, left elbow, goes to the right elbow off to Mounts. Leaves it for Ratliff behind him. And the screen by Mounts, called a moving screen. That's his first, team's first in the opening frame of action. 5-0 Braves, 17:22 to go in the first half. Steeple receives the inbound. Across the midcourt stripe, trapped to the near side off the screen. Braves recover. Olatunji, bounce pass. Tried to find a cutting Shimanga, and it's deflected by Mounts into the UNCP bench. So Shimanga will inbound just in front of assistant coach Connor Keltner, with Pops Miller sitting to his left. It's Olatunji, left wing extended out to Jenkins. Jenkins isolated, turns, and Steeple curls left off the screen from Olatunji. Contested 3 from straight away, clanks off the back iron. But Mounts is whistled for a foul. That's his second personal, second team in the first half. So 3 shots on tap for Zez Steeple. 69% from the stripe on the season. He didn't play against UNCP. And a really high-level scorer. Put up 9 points against Georgia Southwestern in the Nighthawks' victory over the Hurricanes. Hits on the first. With Georgia on the board, 5-1 Braves. Second free throw from the righty. Cashes in. We'll get our first look at Spencer Levi in after a couple of early personals called in Carson Mounts. Levi provided an enormous spark for the Braves the last couple of games. And Steeple connects 3 of 3. 5-3 Braves as Tyrell Kirk backs his way across the logo. Now flush to the right side of the floor. Spins, kick out right corner to Struther. Shot fake, hop over, inside. Acrobatic off glass and in. Oh my, David Struther. Tough finish inside as he is able to contort his body and puts the Braves up by 4. Jenkins gets the switch. Levi stays on him. Curling inside is Shimanga. Gets Levi in the air. Shimanga hoists it over Levi, who checked him on the shot attempt. And Shimanga will shoot 2. First personal on Levi. Already the 3rd team foul on the Braves. Just 3.5 minutes into this one. 7-3 UNCP and a pair of free throws for Ephraim Shimanga. Scored double figures in 7 of his last 8. First one rattles home. 54% from the stripe in the season. Zach Brown checks in. He replaces Bailey Minor, the Princeton native, not of the Zach Brown band fame. Different Zach Brown. As Shimanga hits the second. All 5 of the Nighthawks points coming from the charity stripe. 7-5 Braves, under 16.5 to go. Strother works to the right of the screen. High post to Levi. Entry feed to Pruitt just inside the free throw line. Now dribbles back out. Hands off to Tyrell Kirk, right wing. Off to Strother in the far corner. Braves going to her left. Picks up his dribble. Touch passes around the perimeter. Ends up in the hands of Ratliff. Traverses the lane. Dump off inside. Big slam from Akia Pruitt. The hammer from the right block off the feed from Ratliff. 9-5 Braves. An energy slam as Jenkins paves his way to the hole. Kicks it out to Brown, who stumbles and lost it off his foot. And it'll be UNCP. Oh, no. Whoa. It'll stay with North Georgia. And it'll head to our first media timeout. 15:54 remaining in the opening half of action. Braves up 9-5 here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
Out of the media timeout, it's North Georgia basketball working to our right. The Nighthawks 11-10 of this season. They're sitting a game under 500 in conference play. As it's lofted back to Brown. Leaves it for Jenkins. Jenkins drives right to the line, kicks out to Steeple. Steeple off to Brown, who fakes the handoff and hits the hole and lays it in. 9-7 off the lay-in by Zach Brown. Braves go 4 across high. Off to Pruitt, right elbow. Screen set by Levi. Pruitt kicks it back out to Strother. Strother whip to Ratliff on the far wing. Ratliff using the Pruitt screen, who pops back right corner. Gives the shot fake. Dribble drive to the right elbow. Picks up his dribble. Kicks it out to Ratliff. Inside Levi. A one-handed slam. Back-to-back possessions ending in dunks for the Braves. Had the inside positioning and just threw it down. As the ball in and out of the hands of Brown, it'll be a backcourt violation. Micah Kinsey on for the Braves, the Georgia native. And he'll have to take off his undershirt here. There's a different color than his jersey. Braves wearing their gray jerseys. The Atlanta, Georgia native back in his home state, his senior season. As he dribbles to his right, goes to Levi, high post, turns and faces. Levi dribbles once to his left, now twice. Hands off to Kirk, who whips it out to Kinsey, on the right wing. Kinsey slows down. Off to Pruitt, left wing three, clanked off the back rim, long rebound, corralled by Jenkins, who saves it into the hands of Darnell Snyers, the Belgian, who just checked in. Snyers, one of the top three-point shooters in the conference. One hand whipped out to Brown, nearly lost it at about. Snyers gets the switch, Pruitt on him. Now off to Shimanga, left wing. Braves give him some breathing room on the perimeter. Shimanga spins left elbow. Bounce pass inside Olatunji. Double team. Kicked out Jenkins. High arcing three. Nowhere near. And Pruitt has the rebound. He'll take it up himself. Outlets it to Kirk in transition. Now slows things down. Kirk gets the roll from Levi. Underneath the basket. Reverse layup. Falls out, but the tip in from Ratliff is good. 13-7 Braves. 14 minutes to go in the first half. Shimanga walks across the logo. Just past to Brown, now between the circles, Olatunji. Off to Jenkins, high volume shooter. Off the back rim, Olatunji skies in for the board, outlets to Snyers. Snyers, touch pass, worked around to Jenkins, drives right side. Jenkins shot, couldn't fall, hit the backboard, then sat off the front of the rim. Pruitt has the board, pushes the issue himself, leaves it for Ratliff. Ratliff driving, right side of the lane, kick out, corner three for Tyrell Kirk, rattles home, and a timeout for Dan Evans. 16-7 UNCP in front with 13:23 to go in the first half. That North Georgia timeout will bring us to another timeout. Braves up 9. This is Braves basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
Out of the timeout by Dan Evans, it's North Georgia basketball. His Nighthawks squad trailing by 9. It's a 7-0 Braves run as Cottrell has it between the circles. Kick out to Snyers, left wing goes through the legs, arcs it back out to Cottrell. One-hand feed to Shimanga, trapped to the corner. Up top, Brown drives across the PBC logo, and a whistle comes from the opposite sideline. It's a foul, blocking foul called on Sean Kirk, who just checked in for Kia Pruitt. Levi, Kinsey, Ratliff, Sean Kirk, and Tyrell Kirk, the 5 at the floor for the Braves. Snyers will toss it in for North Georgia. Took a couple of steps and the inbounds, and it's knocked away by Kirk. Here's Kinsey one-on-one with numbers. Back to Levi. Oh, he was going for the poster, and Shimanga was able to strip him, but fouled him before he could elevate very much. That's Kinsey, Levi, and Sean Kirk on a 3-on-1. North Georgia fortunate that did not end up in a big-time dunk, because you have those 3 running the show. 3 high flyers right there. Levi will head to the free throw line. The St. Louis native, as we talked about in the pregame, has provided so much for UNCP off the bench. And Jabri Bullard will replace Jordan Ratliff. As Levi hits in the first, making it a 17-7 Braves advantage with 12:55 to go in the first half. The 57% free throw shooter connects on both, nothing but net on both. Inbound to Snyers across the far sideline. Tyrell Kirk marking him tightly. Snyers gave a little bit of a shoulder. Off to Cottrell. Tightly checked by Bullard. Near wing, it's Minor. Up top, Steeple. Zez Steeple. Double team on the screen. Out to Snyers. Shot fake driving inside. Snyers off balance feed. Minor. Right corner 3. Connects from distance. Bailey Minor makes it an 8-point game as he's in the scorebook with a triple. Kinsey put to the Jets, then slows it down. Karad, Watson, and Levi shoving inside. It's Kirk, left wing 3. High arcer. 21-10. Tyrell Kirk, the deep 3. His second made 3 of the half. And it's an 11-point Braves edge as we approach the under 12 media timeout. Cottrell tries to go to work right of the lane. Turn back, gives it back to Steeple. Steeple through the legs dribble. The ball in a yo-yo, pulls up, left elbow jumper, left it short, touch Sean Kirk in the rebound. Gets rid of it quickly to Micah Kinsey. Next whistle will have the media timeout. Kinsey dashes inside, kicks it out to Sean Kirk, straight away 3. Oh my, the Braves are just feeling it from distance right now. Sean Kirk hits the 3 after his brother Tyrell hits a couple, and it's 24-10 UNCP. Snyers attacking, cross court, tough feed to Cottrell, who was hand checked by Bullard for the first personal on Jabri, and the 4th team foul on the Braves. Brings us to our second media timeout of this first half, and already UNCP starting to pull away. It's 24-10 Braves right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
Back here at the Convocation Center, the campus in North Georgia, UNCP, 23rd of the country, leading North Georgia 24-10. You like balance? Well, the Braves certainly deliver in that regard. You look at their splits offensively and defensively, they're second in the conference in points per game, averaging 85 points per outing. And they lead the conference in scoring defense. Tough to beat a team like that as Minor is swatted inside, and a late whistle comes from the far sideline. As Sean Kirk came across the body of Minor, and Bailey Minor will shoot two from the stripe. That's Kirk's second, 6-team foul on the Braves, still 11:24 to go in the first half. Minor 44% from the stripe, hits on the first. And he knocks them both down. 12-point lead for the Braves. Kinsey waltzes across the midline and a foul called underneath as Karad Watson, who had been giving Levi the business in the last couple of trips down, finally whistled for a foul to the happiness of Levi. Watson, a big-bodied post presence inside as Kinsey floats it to Kirk in the left elbow. He pivots. Sean Kirk steps back just inside the three-point arc. Straight away, Sean Kirk, an early 5 points. 26-12 with 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Steeple across half court. Braves able to hedge off the screen and recover. Now they switch on the screen for Shimanga. Can't give him any breathing room. Gives it out. Deep three for Watson. Right wing. Hits it through. 26-15. Levi between the circles. Dribbles 3 times to his right. Turns the corner to the basket. Runner off glass is through for Spencer Levi. Bodying his way to the hole. 28-15. Here's Steeple off the screen for Minor. Dribbles to his right, leaves it for Watson. Bounce pass to Shimanga with Strother tightly on him. Double comes off the screen, spinning inside. Shimanga splits the two defenders, followed by Watson off the miss lay-in is through. Braves look to push the other way, 11-point lead. Kirk gets it between the circles. Pass intended for Levi inside, knocked away by Shimanga, who leads the conference in steals per game. Turns, finds Watson, left wing three, front rim, backboard, and out Kinsey. Snatches the board. Up ahead to Sean Kirk, spinning inside. Kirk, acrobatic finish. Went up on the right, finished on the left, and he has 7. This is the bench production that is unmatched in the Peach Belt Conference for UNCP. Talked about it before, but the depth, tremendous for the Braves. Kirk has 7. 30-17 Braves. Cotterill lets loose. Right wing 3. Front rim backboard out. Levi and the rebound. And now Kinsey will slow down. 30-17 Braves, 9:35 to go in the first half as the clock rolls down on a wintry February afternoon. Kinsey, jab step to his right, has it right wing, up top to Strother. Eyes with the basket. Strother with one of the top defenders of the conference on him. Goes left. Strother steps back. Left elbow extended. Tough jumper as the shot clock expires and everything is falling for the Braves. 13 of 16 from the fields is UNCP. Remarkable. And they're 4 of 6 from deep. Watson, high post, feeds Shimanga in the near corner, attacking to her right. Shimanga, chest pass to Watson, lofted inside, intercepted by Bullard, who gets it again on the outlet. Bullard hesitates, crossover turns the corner inside, lofts it back for Strother. Off to Kirk, right wing three. Short, long rebound to Bailey Minor for North Georgia. Still a 15-point lead for the Braves. 8.5 remaining. As Steeple pulls it back. Right wing gets the switch. Levi on him. Has the mismatch if he wants it. Pass nearly intercepted by Kinsey. It's Cottrell driving right side penetration. As he came across the PBC logo left to right. And a foul called on Micah Kinsey. Gave him a little bit of a shove. Pruitt and Mounts in for the Braves. Levi and Sean Kirk check out. Jenkins, Snyers, Olatunji, and Brown come on for North Georgia. And at the 7th team foul in UNCP. Still 8:23 to go in the first half, so that means single bonus time for Josh Cottrell. Cottrell, a 78% free throw shooter, scored double figures in back-to-back games, and he sinks the first. One of the top three-point shooters in the conference, 41% from beyond the arc. His brother Zach, also on this team. Zach hasn't played since January, out sidelined with an injury, as Josh Cottrell hits the second and checks out. So 5 fresh faces for North Georgia. Dan Evans trying to find a winning combination. Kinsey picks up his dribble, pivots to the left elbow. Kick out to Buller, lets it go from way downtown. And that one off the mark. Rebound outlet to Darnell Snyers. Started playing professional basketball at the age of 16 in Belgium. Deep three, right wing for KJ Jenkins. Lips out, Jabri Bullard elevates for the rebounds. Bullard gets across himself. Feeds Pruitt as the Braves bench yelling to move the basketball around. Kinsey crosses over the free throw line, wheels inside, picks up his dribble, back out to Pruitt, uncontested, left wing three, off the back iron, tip in from Kinsey, too strong. And the rebound brought in by Shimanga, backing down, Strother inside with the left, Ephraim Shimanga bodies his way to the rack. And it's down to an 11-point Braves lead as Tyrell Kirk and Jordan Ratliff head to the scorers table. Strother calls out the offense. Horn set, bounce pass to Pruitt, right wing extended. Strother fakes a feed, goes to his left off the Mount screen. Now stands to the PBC logo. Leaner falling back. No, but it's tipped out by Mounts into the hands of Jabri Bullard. Bullard, bounce pass, threaded inside to Mounts, tries to spin baseline on Olatunji. He gets up and under the basket, and Carson Mounts. What a finish from the big man whose offensive game continues to develop in his final season as a Brave. 34-21, 6:40 remaining in the first half. Olatunji spins on Kinsey, and that's an offensive foul. Took an elbow to the upper body. First personal on Olatunji, 4th team foul. And the Nighthawks, that brings us to the under 8 media timeout. 34-21 Braves, 6:38 to go in the first half. This is UNCP Men's Hoops on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
(35-21) UNCP leading University of North Georgia on the road. The 23rd ranked Braves looking to keep things rolling and stay atop the Peach Belt Conference standings. They currently have a 1-game lead, but they do own the tiebreaker on the teams next in line. Lander and Aiken a game behind. Augusta 2 games back. Braves beat all 3 of them. Here's Tyrell Kirk between the circles. Chest pass to Strother on the right wing. Strother inside to Pruitt. Pruitt turns, backs his way in on Brown with a left. Off-kilter shot. Clanks off the backboard. Rebounded by Shimanga. Shimanga using the Olatunji screen to his right. Wheels inside to the baseline. Chucks it inside. Olatunji left the bunnies short. Second chance with the left hand missed again. Rebound tipped around underneath the basket. Shimanga had it and then had it stripped behind by Strother, who knocked it out of bounds. So UNCP struggling to corral the rebound there. And it ends up with North Georgia 20 seconds to shoot. Olatunji short right corner. High post. Shimanga out left wing. Snyers jab step right, drives left baseline. Kick out up top, intercepted by Strother. Here we go, 2-on-2. Strother leaves it for Tyrell Kirk inside. He lays it in, but an offensive foul is called on David Strother. His first, team's 8th. No free throws as it was an offensive foul. 5:45 remaining in the first half. 35-21 Braves. Snyers eyes ahead as he leans across the midline. Jenkins, overhead feed, Shimanga between the circles, hesitates, right elbow, bounce pass, good look to Olatunji, who lays it home from the right side. And Strother hurries up the other way. Pruitt between the circles, one dribble right, gives it to Ratliff, curling back left, bounce pass to Mounts underneath, who is held, no whistle. Rebound corralled by Brown. 2 passes, ends up with Shimanga. Comes across the near sideline. North Georgia going to our right. Their white jerseys with blue letters and numbers. Out to Jenkins. Fakes right. Goes left. Right elbow floater. Unsuccessful. Mounts. High hands for the rebound. Outlets it to Strother. Numbers for the Braves, and now Strother pulls it back out. Left corner, Ratliff. Goes baseline. Ratliff. Up. Lays. Up. No. Put back. Mounts. Tipped around and then tipped out to Jenkins for North Georgia. And he was bumped as he came right in front of the scorer's table. That's the second personal on Strother. 9th personal. So 9th team, pardon me. 1-1 here for number 23, KJ Jenkins, as Spencer Levi replaces Carson Mounts. 35-23. Zach Brown out. Bailey Minor in. And the front end of the 1-1 is missed. Levi has the rebound, gives it off to Kirk. Back to Levi, between the circles. Ratliff, left wing, pick and roll. Levi lays it up and he's fouled. He will shoot 2. Pick and roll executed to perfection there by the Braves. Second personal on Olatunji, team's 5th. So Levi will head to the stripe to shoot a pair. 35-21 Braves, 4:36 to go. 35-23 they lead as Levi clanks the front ends of the front rim. Karad Watson in for Lonray Olatunji. Second free throw for Levi, who is now 2 of 3 from the stripe this afternoon. The righty lets it go and puts it through. 13-point edge for the Braves. Snyers across the midline, left wing, gives it for Watson between the circles. Watson off to Jenkins. Jenkins double team comes on the screen. Jenkins attacks right at the lane, puts some English on it as he absorbed the contact from Levi and arced it over the defender. Kinsey tried to turn the corner. He's turned back by Snyers. Feeds Pruitt, give and go to Kinsey. Oh, that is perfect. That's just knowing where your teammate's going to be, senior to senior. These guys have been together for the last 4 years. Snyers tripped up inside, and he'll shoot 2. And that's the 10th team foul in the Braves. 38-25, a give and go and a backdoor feed, though, in that last possession. Great basketball. Snyers to the charity stripe. Next whistle, we will head to the media timeout. First free throw is good for Snyers. native of Leopoldsburg, Belgium. Played first division ball in Belgium at the age of 16, coming off of a 12-point performance against Georgia Southwestern. Only put up 2 points against UNCP back in December, hits on both. 38-27, Braves lead. Horn set for UNCP. Pruitt tried to use off the screen from Levi. Instead, he feeds Ratliff in the left corner. Jordan jabs right, dribbles right, floats up top to Kinsey. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Again, Horn set for the Braves. Kinsey picks up his dribble, finds Pruitt. High post, attacking Pruitt, down the lane! The facial with the left hand. Oh my, Akia Pruitt getting up there with the lefts. 40-27, UNCP in front after the big-time flush from Pruitt. 3:20 remaining in the first half. Steeple hands to Snyers, weaves inside. Snyers the ready floater, silky smooth. 40-29, Braves in front as we approach 3 minutes remaining. Tyrell Kirk goes right baseline, pulls up short corner. Cash for Kirk. 42-29 to the Braves continue their scorching start to this one. 18 of 28 from the field, that's 65%. As Steeple thought about it, right wing. 2-3 look defensively for the Braves. Snyers pulls the trigger. Straight away 3, no. Tip in from Watson, left it short. Minor tracks it down. Watson goes once more, rejected by Pruitt. Into the hands of Ratliff. Outletted to Kinsey, down the lane. Leaves it for Levi, kisses it off the glass and through in the right lane. Great extra pass by Akia Pruitt. Unselfish basketball. Braves up 44-29, 2:20 remaining. Steeple to Snyers, settles into a 3 off to the right. Pruitt high hand to the rebound, and he outlets it to Tyrell Kirk. Braves up by 15. Kirk using the Pruitt screen. Switch comes, has space now. Left wing 3 for Tyrell, off the back rim. Loose ball fought for. Jenkins snatches it. Jenkins 1-3, no numbers as he plows through Tyrell Kirk. And it's a blocking foul called as Kirk grimacing on the ground in pain right now. And he's helped to his feet by Jordan Ratliff, Spencer Levi, and Akia Pruitt. Headed to the final media timeout of this first half. It's 44-29. Braves continuing their offensive onslaught, shooting 61% from the field in this first half. We'll be back after this.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors.
Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
It's a football! The long history of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now, when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
KJ Jenkins heads to the stripe to shoot 2 for North Georgia. Out of the under 4 media timeout, a minute 57 to go in the first half of play. UNCP up comfortably, 44 to now 30 after Jenkins hit to the free throw. Jenkins missed the first 9 games of the season. Since then, he scored in double figures in 9 games, including 6 straight entering today. And he knocks down the pair. After the made free throws, Josh Cottrell checks in. And Jenkins heads to the end of the bench. Strother comes across the midline. 44-31 Braves. Kirk gets it, left elbow. Off the screen from Levi, gives it back out to Strother. Left wing, midway through the shot clock. Strother for the 6th team foul on North Georgia. Strother will bounce pass it in to Sean Kirk. Up top to Bullard, giving it back to Ratliff. Ratliff underneath, lost it, and it's Shimango with the basketball. Across the near sideline, step over, kick out, cut roll, wide open, left corner to 3, and he can't buy a triple. One of the top 3-point shooters in the conference. Numbers for the Braves. Oh, but a travel is called as Tyrell Kirk gave it ahead to David Strother. It was a 2-on-1, and Kirk a little bit dismayed about that call. And Zach Brown ill-inbounded from the near sideline midcourt. Minute 15 remaining of the first half. Steeple gets it back. Straight away off to Shimanga left wing. Braves give him space. Back to Steeple. Kicked around to Jenkins, who's back in the ballgame. Jenkins, Steeple, up top, deep 3. Off the front iron. Rebound. Hauled in aggressively by Levi with arms around him. Now it's Strother into the front court. Right wing for Strother. Jabs right, goes left. Strother settles in between the circles. Calls 2 players to come high post. Goes behind the back, uses the Levi screen to his left. Tries to turn the corner, and he's bodied out of bounds. It'll be a personal on Olatunji at the 7th foul. First personal on Olatunji, so 1-1 on tap for David Strother. Bailey Minor in for Lawnray Olatunji. One and one for David Strother. Has 4 points today as the Lumberton native calmly cans it. 81% free throw shooter. Tony Jones gives some instructions from the sideline in his red suit today. Loving the look from Coach Jones. And Strother hits them both. Braves come out in a press. Working the near side now is Shimanga. Braves drop back into a man-to-man. Shimanga gets across, right elbow, hesitates, spins inside, and Ratliff gets the whistle and the bucket. Ephraim Shimanga took on the press by himself. And he'll shoot one, looking to convert to the three-point play. 46-33, 31.7 to go, so 1.7 difference between shot and game clock. Shimanga clanks it off the back rim, Levi the rebounds. Holt, they yell from the sideline to call a timeout. And the Braves will look to draw something up here. At their first timeout call to the game. 24.9 to go, 46-33 Braves in front. We'll take a quick break here. And we'll wrap up the first half of action. This is Braves Hoops on the UNCP Sports Network.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
Final 24.9 seconds to the first half. The 5 of the floor into the Braves timeout. It's Ratliff who will inbound it from the near sideline. Midway through the front court, Strother, Sean Kirk, Spencer Levi, and Jay Bree Buller. It's inbounded to Strother, marked very tightly by Ephraim Shimanga. And a little too tight there. As he's whistled for a foul, and David Strother will head to the charity stripe. 1-1 after sinking a pair just a couple of minutes ago. 16.6 seconds remaining. Strother front end of the 1-1, hoisted it up and through. He hasn't even hit the rim on his 3 free throw attempts. They've all just been swish, swish, swish as he looks to keep that trend going. Second free throw for Strother. Hit as well. So he's 4 for 4 from the stripe in the last minute and a half. Braves inbounds. Full court press look. Now they drop back into a man-to-man. Final possession of the half. 5 seconds to go. Steeple with it. Gets the screen between the circles. Switch comes from Levi. Steps back left elbow. Leaner off balance short just inside the left wing three-point arc. And a round of applause from Tony Jones and Connor Keltner as UNCP will head to the locker room. Up 48-33. Halftime break here at the Convocation Center. No Braves in double figures. They're led by Spencer Levi's 9. David Struther has 8, in addition to Tyrell Kirk's 8 points. Nakia Pruitt has 7. Sean Kirk also has 7. Leading scorer, Ephraim Shimanga for North Georgia. He has 6. The big story in the first half of the Braves, unquestionably, how well they've shot the basketball. 62% from the field in that first half. They're 4 of 10 from distance. And have also hit on 7 of their 8 free throws. Doing a good job defensively as well, holding UNG to just 31 points in the first half and 32% shooting from the field. Only 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. So we'll take a quick break here on the UNCP Sports Network. When we get back, we'll give you some halftime stats and storylines, update you on scores around the Peach Belt Conference. This is Braves basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network at the half. It's a 47-31 lead. Your UNC Pembroke Braves are leading the UNG Nighthawks.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
It's a football! The long history of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors.
A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors.
A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
and of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
Halftime here at the Convocation Center on the campus of North Georgia, UNCP. Well, they've made this a little bit like their home today, 48-33 lead. And they've shot like this is a place that they're used to shooting at. Over 60% from the field in the first half of action. And they lead 48-33, just under 6 minutes away from getting things started in the second half of play. The Braves looking to win their 8th straight game. They've currently in a 7-game win streak. This is the 4th straight year the Braves have had at least one 7-game win streak, and this 7-game streak is their longest winning streak this season. Well, it could have been expected, I guess, the Braves would be at the top of the conference near the top of the conference standings. They're preseason second of the conference, but by the looks of some results today, they might even extend their lead in the conference standings. If the Braves can pull out a win today, might be getting some help from the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern, who currently lead USC Aiken 40-35 at the half. And then in the start of the second half, Lander and Columbus State all knotted up. Columbus State, one of the Braves' 2 conference losses. So a couple of those results could go UNCP's way, could give them a little bit more breathing room. Then how about Augusta, the 4th team of the conference, losing to Flagler, trailing Flagler, I should say, 56-54, just under 16 minutes to go in the second half of action. Other than that, not too many games that are impacting UNCP's standing in the conference standings, but hey, they have to take care of business first here, and they're doing what they have to get that done. As we talked about before the break, no players in double figures for either side, but especially remarkable for the Braves, 48 points and a single player scoring in double figures. David Struther leading the way, 8 points, a couple of rebounds. Spencer Levi has 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the field. He's also hit 3 free throws. Tyrell Kirk has 8 points, a couple threes. Sean Kirk has 8 points, also hit a couple threes. So it's been an all-around balanced effort, which is something that this coaching staff and this squad prides themselves on. That on any given night, you can have a player who will be a little bit quiet, and then boom, someone else will step up, or a host of guys will step up. And that has been the case, certainly today, against the Nighthawks of North Georgia. It's about 3 minutes to go until we get things started in the second half of action. We'll take another quick break. We'll be back in a few. Until then, this is Braves Basketball on the UNCP Sports Network. Braves, 23rd in the country, up 15 at the half.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River, with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
It is time for the second half of action between UNC Pembroke and North Georgia. John Gross sitting courtside here at the Convocation Center. Thrilled to have you with us here on the UNCP Sports Network. It's been a fun one so far if you're a Braves fan. A 15-point lead at the midway point. 15 seconds away from getting things started in the second half. 48-33 the score. The Braves in search of their 8th straight victory. UNCP playing some of its best basketball of the season over this stretch. Braves head out. They're starting 5. It's Strother, Ratliff, Tyrell Kirk, Kakia Pruitt, and Carson Mounts. 5 at the floor for the home side. Bailey Miners as Steeple, Josh Cottrell, Gerard Watson, and Ephraim Shamanga. It'll be Nighthawks basketball to start things off. They're working right to left. Cottrell stands between the circles. Hands off to Shamanga. Inside, rejected off the glass by Mounts. Into the hands of Strother. Pushes it the other way for Tyrell Kirk in the short right corner. Kicks it out to Strother up top. Big time swat by Mounts. One of the best shot blocking teams in the country. 4th nationally in blocks per game, but touch under 5. Kirk bounce pass to the PBC logo for Pruitt. Kicks it out into the passing lanes is Shamanga. The best steals per game player in the conference. Blew the layup as Kirk tracked him down in transition. And it hops off the fingertips of Josh Cottrell, who raced in for the follow. 40 seconds into the second half, we've already seen a couple of good defensive plays from both sides. Strother slithers through right of the lane. Jumper airballed it to the left. And Steeple lets it bounce out of bounds. Braves will press. Man-to-man full court look defensively. Miner looking for options, keeps it short to Steeple directly in front of him. It goes the length of the floor now off the far sideline. Ratliff backs off. Steeple hands to Shamanga. Sliegels out the offense. Shamanga dribbles left, gives it to Miner, left wing up top. Watson picks up his dribble after one, floats inside, over the head of Bailey Miner, and that's a North Georgia turnover. Tyrell Kirk will bring up the basketball. Horns action for the Braves. Kirk dribbles right wing, picks it up, bounce pass, right block to Pruitt. Backing down Miner. Pruitt spins baseline, drop step, right hand hook shot short, but Ratliff skies in for the board. Outside post, bounce pass to Pruitt, fakes cross court, goes to work, this time with the left, shooter's roll. Front rim and falls through for Akia Pruitt, and the Braves strike first of the second half. It's 50-33 with 18:20 remaining in the ballgame. Bounce pass to Watson. High post off to Cottrell. Jabs right, goes behind the back. Now back to the right side. Bounce pass to a cutting Shamanga, who juggled it and lost it at a bounce. Sloppy play out of the gate for North Georgia as Darnell Snyers replaces Ephraim Shamanga. UNCP going left to right. Their gray jerseys. Braves across the chest. Black letters and numbers with gold trim on the letters and numbers. Ball churns around the arc. Cross-court feed. Good look to Strother in the opposite corner from Kirk. Strother up and under. Finishes on the right side. 52-33. Largest lead of the game for the Braves. Up by 19 as Snyers splits the double team with this help from the screen. Steeple right wing. Dribbles to his left. Settles straight away. Crosses over. Gives it off to Watson. Short to his left. Watson 2 dribbles right. Picks it up. Back to the basket, kick out Steeple, far wing. Steeple, 2 dribbles left, pulls up 3 with space over Mounts. Front rim, rebound to the weak side for Bailey Miner. It'll stay with the Nighthawks. Bounce pass to a cutting Josh Cottrell, who flips it up and in off the glass from the left side. First bucket of the second half for North Georgia, 52-35. Braves up 17. Tyrell Kirk feeds Pruitt inside off the double of the screen. Pruitt thought about passing, instead shoots it. A little too much on it as it hops around the rim and falls out. It'll go down to North Georgia as the rebound was knocked out last by the Braves. Zach Brown in, Bailey Miner out, KJ Jenkins in. He replaces Zez Steeple, so a couple of swaps for the visiting Nighthawks. Jenkins pivots on the right side, leaves it back for Cottrell. Traverses inside, his pass intended for Snyers, deflected right back to Cottrell, who missed the uncontested righty layup, and it's outletted up to Strother for the Braves. Spins out to the right corner. Shot fake, bounce pass to Mount, short right corner with Brown on him, has a couple inches on him. Triple team comes and Mounts, And it's ripped away by Karad Watson. Watson outlets to Jenkins. Jenkins speeds across the timeline. Kick out left corner three. Snyers barely clipped the rim as he missed too strong. And a rebound hauled in by the Braves, plus a foul on North Georgia. The first team foul on either side in this second half. It goes against Zach Brown. Kirk between the circles, pulls up, long two, rattles home for Tyrell Kirk. Back up to 19, 54-35, Braves on their way to their 8th straight victory. But Jenkins, he has something to say about that. He pulls the trigger from the left wing and swishes it home. 16-point lead for the Braves. Pruitt dribbles left, pivots, hands off to Tyrell Kirk, tries to get separation off the dribble, can't do so. Works it around to Ratliff, bounce pass to Pruitt, short left corner. Pruitt backs down with his left shoulder. Double team comes, kick out Jordan Ratliff. He goes to work left side of the floor. Spins inside, Ratliff tries to back his way in. Around Watson, fouls, and it sits on the rim and settles home. And one for Jordan Ratliff. And the bench is fired up for the Braves. And we head to the media timeout, under 16. 54-38, Ratliff. A chance to make it a 17-point lead for the Braves. This is UNCP men's basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors.
A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
Eighteen-point edge for the Braves, and Jordan Ratliff will head to the stripe. A chance to make it a 19-point lead, 56-38 after they count the last bucket. And a chance to convert in the three-point play as the VMI transfer. 75% from the stripe. It's in the free throw. VMI, a military college, as is North Georgia. One of a handful nationally outside of the service academies. Braves go 1-2-2, full court trap pressure. Snyers gets the feed across half court and holds it like a running back as the defense runs past him. Jenkins, jab step inside, worked around the arc to Brown, left to the lane, and Mounds said, "Get out of here, my friends." Carson Mounds, a couple of emphatic swats here in the second half of play. He launched that one off the court. It's North Georgia basketball inbounding from the near corner. Working to our left. 19-point lead for the Braves. Shamanga inside. Spin to the logo. Picks up his dribble. Dumped off underneath for Brown. And Brown is hacked by Pruitt in the layup attempt. He'll shoot two. It's just a relentless burst from this team. And there are some times they may have some lapses and give up some runs, but, I mean, there hasn't really been any noticeable situation as Brown hits the first in conference play where you can say, okay, wow, they've really struggled, at least since the early stages. The Georgia College game was tough. The Bobcats kind of junked things up a little bit against UNCP and slowed down the tempo. The Columbus State game on the road was tough. They had some costly turnovers late, but other than those two, it's been just a consistent dominance of conference play. Both free throws good for Brown. As Tyrell Kirk comes to their way with it, tried to no-look it inside to Pruitt, but it was deflected in the passing lane, and it ends up with Jenkins. Pulls up, free throw line jumper, lips out, rebound ripped down by David Struther. pushes the tempo. Strother up top to Mounts. Mounts, left wing, Ratliff, and a whistle underneath. Akia Pruitt is on the ground. He is currently in a push-up position and now gets up under his own power. There was an audible grunt as he hit the floor, and he'll be checked out by UNCP athletic trainer Joey Tamburo. Spencer Levi in for Pruitt. That is the last thing you want to see if you're UNCP. Levi, fresh off the bench, gets it to the PBC logo. Bounce pass up top to Strother. Midway through the shot clock, Braves up by 17, 14:35 remaining in the ballgame. Strother left wing, bounce pass, feeding Levi, spins baseline, knocked underneath. And he'll shoot two. It's Olatunji, the personal. And the first personal on Lonray Olatunji. Team's third of this second half. Levi will shoot two. 3-4 from the line in the afternoon. And that one was halfway home, bounces out. Bailey Miner in. Zez Steeple as well. Josh Cottrell and Lonray Olatunji check out. Second free throw for Levi, up and good. 18-point cushion for the Braves. They continue to press, forcing Steeple up the far sideline. Heaves it across the court to the near side. At the opposite free throw line, Shimanga dribbles it and feeds it up to Steeple across midcourt. Gets the switch, Levi on him. Right wing Jenkins tries to blow by Strother. He does. Floater off glass, settles home. KJ Jenkins, the floater. Talented scorer. He's only a redshirt freshman. He's going to be really good one day. Kirk fakes the pass. Long two-pointer from straight away off the back rim. And whistles blow as Levi was hounded underneath. And it's a personal on Zach Brown. What a menace he's been inside. Spencer Levi has drawn so many fouls today. He does all year, and he's pleading for free throw shots, but wasn't in the act of shooting. Kinsey in, David Strother heads out. Levi also just a great guy and a smart guy. The honor roll list, above a 3.7 GPA this past semester. Criminal justice major. As a whistle's blown underneath shortly after the inbound. Sean Kirk being held up by Zach Brown. Make that 5 team fouls and 2 on Zach Brown. Tyrell Kirk will inbound opposite side of the stanchion, working to our right. Kirk lofts it back to Levi. Levi up top to Kinsey. Kinsey dribbles right at the lane. Spin move, right elbow, jumper, too strong. That would have been nice if he hit that one, but the rebound, it's called a loose ball foul on Kirk. That's the team's third, his second. Shimanga across the timeline, lost it off his foot and regains possession. Brown right elbow extended, and he was looking for Steeple, who cut and he threw it into the North Georgia bench. Braves up 58-42, 13:31 to go in the ballgame. Kinsey comes across the midline. Dribbles to the left wing, calls out the offense. High post, now straight away for Ratliff. Ratliff using the Levi screen. Levi pops off the screen, and he walked with it as he got it back from Ratliff. And Jordan saying, hey man, shoot that ball. Which Levi can do. He shoots 29% from distance, which certainly is not awful. North Georgia basketball going to her left. Steeple has it in his right hand off to Jenkins. 2-3 zone look of the Braves defensively. Shimanga flashes to the free throw line. Gets the feed. Kicks it out right corner 3 for Bailey Miner. And it's 58-45. Braves after the main triple by North Georgia. Levi left elbow. Up top to Sean Kirk. Back to Levi. Left of the lane, back to Sean Kirk, straight away 3, clanked off the left rim. Ratliff rips down the board, bounce past Kinsey underneath, gets the head fake, and Brown grabbed the backboard as he was sent flying on the shot fake by Kinsey and is fouled. Who is fouled, so Micah drew the foul, was not in the act of shooting. That's the team's 6th and the 3rd on Zach Brown. All 3 coming in the last few minutes as Karad Watson replaces Zach Brown. So the Braves will be shooting free throws from here on out. Kick out, Ratliff wide open, right corner 3, good! Jordan Ratliff took a shot from KJ Jenkins in the follow through, didn't matter. 61-45, Braves in front. Now 6 of 13 from distance, shooting above 57% from the field. Steeple, penetration, drive and kick, another right corner 3 for Bailey Minor, who's starting to get things going. Sean Kirk pulls the trigger, top of the key 3, off the front rim, Minor dives to the floor to get the rebound. Shimanga pushed the other way, 1-on-3. Shimanga weaves inside, tried to kick it out to Steeple in the left corner. And was whacked by Sean Kirk, his 4th personal, and the 3rd team foul on the Braves in the second half. This has quickly become a 13-point game. UNCP led by as many as 19 3 minutes, 9 seconds ago. So a little bit of a run here for North Georgia. Shimanga will inbound, far side of the stanchion. Bounce pass to a cutting Minor, who had it hop out of his hands, and he was fouled from behind by Ratliff. His 2nd, team's 4th, as Carson Mounts will check in for Sean Kirk. That's been one of the things for Kirk, finding minutes for him to play, because he's had some games this year where he's just been unstoppable. Talk about energy, we spoke about Levi. How about Sean Kirk? Some of those dunks have completely changed games. Jenkins, quick trigger, right corner 3, airballed it. And Shimanga leapt on the back, trying to give Kinsey, or hoping that Kinsey would give him a little bit of a piggyback ride on the weak side rebound attempt. That loose ball foul results in free throws. So 12:03 to go, and the Braves are already in the 1-and-1. Micah Kinsey makes the 75-foot walk down to the opposite free throw line, where he will look to earn a pair of free throws. First shot for Micah, front rim backboard and in, and he's done a much better job at the free throw line as of late. He's now at his last 7 foul shots. This is a guy, 55% free throw shooter. Not one of his strengths, but not only from the foul line, he's just been such a weapon for this program the last few years. Sat out the first semester this year for second free throw. It's the front rim and misses. And a loose ball foul called on Levi for the 2nd personal Levi, 5th team foul. McKinsey, 8 points in 6 straight games. Smart to be 3 straight games. A great job getting things done at both ends of the floor. Watson between the circles. Off to Cotterill. Angles down the middle. Traverses the lane. Left side. Hoists it up off the glass and through. 12-point lead for UNCP. After Josh Cotterill got things going offensively. Kinsey dribbles to his left. Through the legs. Shoving underneath, it's a personal on Bailey Minor. And Spencer Levi will head to the free throw line. But we'll take a quick break before that. Media timeout under 12. 11:34 to go. 62-50. UNCP in front. This is Braves basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
After the 8th team foul in North Georgia, with still 11:34 to go in the second half, Spencer Levi will track to the charity stripe to shoot a 1-and-1. Levi is tied for a team-high 10 points. A trifecta, Braves have 10. His first free throw is up and through. 11 points for Levi, now leads all scorers for UNCP. 3 straight games of double figures for the junior forward. Bends at the knees, hoists up the second shot, and again settles it home. 64-50, Braves in front. A win would put him in the win column in the last 8 games. On a 7-game win streak, the 4th straight season where the Braves have won 70 games in a row at any given time. 11:20 remaining, 64-50. Watson hands off to Shimanga, peels inside, left lane, laying good. Ephraim Shimanga puts it off glass and through. 12-point lead for UNCP as it's floated inside for Mounts, who was held up by Karad Watson. Ninth team foul on North Georgia. As Mounts heads to the stripe, that's the second on Karad Watson. Mounts, front ends, missed off the front rim. Outlet it to Steeple. Steeple sprints ahead. Now cools the Jets. Back to Steeple from Watson. Steeple left of the lane, picks up his dribble. Backdoor cut to Shimanga, maneuvers his way through the defense. Shimanga, shot fake, put up, and nearly had the and one. He'll shoot 2. It's a foul on Micah Kinsey. So Shimanga will shoot 2. Chance to make this a 10-point game. And he misses the first off the back iron. Second free throw from Shimanga. Again, clanked hard off the back rim, and Strother rips down the rebound. 2-on-2. Strother tries to go coast to coast with it, and lost control of the basketball. Turns it over. 11 Braves turnovers. As it's inbounded to Shimanga. Walks down the far side of the floor. Going to her left. 10:40 remains. Braves lead 64-52. Cottrell tries to slice through the defense. Now ends up top of the key. Off to Minor, left wing. Minor dribbles right. Minor leaves it for Cottrell. Tries to blow past Buller. Down the right sideline. Stripped away. Into the hands of Levi. Looking like a point guard out there. And he turns and pivots. Pitches it back to Buller. Braves set up the half-court offense. Strother gets the ball left wing. Short pass left corner to Levi. Handing back off from Strother. Fakes the alley-oop feed. Strother, free throw line. Picks up his dribble. Inside Mounts. Splits a double. Lays it home with some contact. 66-52. 9:58 remaining. Clock rolling. Minor between the circles. Cottrell, bounce pass. Watson. Good feed, back door, and it's laid up by Steeple, who couldn't get it to come through, but he's fouled from behind by the high-flying Micah Kinsey, whose vertical is about 40 inches. That's the team 7th, the 4th on Kinsey. So both Kinsey and Sean Kirk have 4 fouls. And Kinsey is walking off the floor as Tyrell Kirk comes in. First free throw up and good from Zez Steeple. That's just 3 points, 0 of 4 from the fields. And Tyler Dean will check in for the first time today. First appearance of the season against UNCP. Second free throw connects. 66-54. 9:46 remains. Despite some of these statistical discrepancies, most notably field goals, Braves shooting 20% better from the field. It's just a 12-point lead as Strother wheels around the screen. And he traveled with it as he got to the right elbow. Looked to thread the needle to Levi inside. Another Braves turnover. Make that 12 for UNCP and 3 for David Strother. Left wing, Dean. Kick out up top. Shimanga drives right of the lane. Spins inside. Kick out to Minor. High hands for Levi, preventing a three-point look. As Cotterill pivots to the right wing. Bounce pass to Shimanga. Shimanga whipped inside. Good look underneath. As Dean is swatted by Mounts, who didn't even have to jump. That's the third rejection by Carson Mounts. Now transition numbers. Ratliff Strother gets it left corner. Strother using the Mount screen. Back to Mounts. Left wing extended. Backing down Dean. Shoving the body off the back rim. Mounts gets his own miss. Puts it up. No shot. Oh, an offensive foul. Eighth team foul on the Braves. And that'll be 1 and 1. They'll say it was a loose ball foul, not an offensive foul. So 1 and 1 here for North Georgia as they're in the 1 and 1 bonus. Akia Pruitt back in. Good to see. He came out with seemed a little hurt, was holding his knee, but he's back in there. (66-54). 8:49 remaining here in the second half as Minor connects on the first free throw, makes it an 11-point game. Second free throw up, front rim, no. Bullard, an uncontested rebound. Braves up by 11. 8:45 remaining, looking for a little bit of a run just to put away North Georgia. As Kirk comes off the screen to his right. Right elbow picks up his dribble. Feeds Bullard left wing, guarded tightly by Jenkins. High post to Pruitt, turns hands to Strother. Step back, free throw line, off balance. Clanked off the back iron, rebound tipped right into the hands of Minor for the Nighthawks. Here comes Darnell Snyers up the near sideline. Shovel pass to Minor, intercepted by Bullard. Bullard the other way with it. Numbers for the Braves. Bullard stripped from behind. And it's out of bounds. It'll stick with the Braves underneath. 66-55. Braves lead it. 8:14 remaining, looking to stay atop the Peach Belt Conference standings and win their 8th straight game as a foul was called before the ball was even inbounded. At the 10th team foul in North Georgia. So double bonus for the Braves. 2 free throws for Levi. It's personal on Tyler Dean, that's his first. And Levi swishes the front end. 67-55. Keep in mind, these two teams, the first game they played, UNCP won 76-46. North Georgia already surpassing their point total from that matchup. Snyers hustles across the midline, Strother marking him. Picks up his dribble just inside half court. Bounce pass to Dean on the right side of the floor. Dean turns, hands to Jenkins, jabs right, goes behind the back right, kick out Dean. Right corner 3, the lefty puts it off the side of the backboard, and it's rebounded by Tyrell Kirk. Pushes in transition, kick out back to Strother. Top of the key, Bullard, wide open for Jabri, halfway home, and the weak side board secured by Dean. Up the floor to Jenkins. Braves up 13, 7:40 remaining. Jenkins has Levi on him. Slices through the defense, lays it home, but a foul was called before the shot went up. Now that'll bring us to immediate timeout. 7:36 remaining, 68-55, UNCP in the driver's seat of this one. This is Braves men's basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands in key hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
It's a football! The long history of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now, when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Out of the second to last media timeout, KJ Jenkins will shoot a 1-and-1. His North Georgia side trails UNCP 68-55, and the free throw rims out, rebounded by Jabri Bullard. Bullard centers it to Strother, off to the left wing, Tyrell Kirk. Kirk bounce past Pruitt, right elbow. Pruitt double teams. Ball above his head, puts the ball on the floor, hands off to Bullard. Bullard separation, bounce pass to Pruitt, check from behind, now backing down Minor. Double comes, forces him baseline, spinning turnaround, connects. Akia Pruitt, just so skilled in all facets of the game. 70-55 as Jenkins is bodied along the near sideline by Jabri Bullard. That's his second personal and the 10th team foul. So both teams now in the double bonus for the final 7:05 of this one. KJ Jenkins will head back to the stripe. He just missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Jenkins, 9 points. He rims off in the first. Jordan Ratliff checks in as Jabri Bullard comes to the sideline. Jenkins averages 14 points a game. Second free throw, silky smooth. 70-56, Braves basketball going to her right. Now at exactly 7 minutes to go. Strother feeds Ratliff, right wing extended off to Pruitt. Same side of the floor. Pruitt using the Levi screen to his left. Chest pass out to Strother. Strother, right-handed dribble on the left side. Double team comes off the screen. Kick out to Levi, lets it go from way downtown, right wing. Off the front rim and it bounces out of play. So the Braves coming back to earth a little bit, field goal percentage-wise. Still shooting 53%. They've shot over 50% for the field in 12 games this season. As Dean has it left wing, looks to slice up Levi. Can't do so instead gives it out to Minor, who leaves it for Jenkins on the right wing. Jenkins centers between the circles, attacks the left elbow, pulls up, off the back rim. Strother leaping up for the rebound, grabs it with one hand. Inside out dribble for Strother, now up top, Ratliff. Left elbow to Levi, spinning to the basket, and he walked with it. And Levi looked to the sideline saying, I didn't do that. And Tony Jones said, yeah, you walked with it. Have to love the honesty there. After the timeout, 70-56. Pardon me, after the turnover, 70-56, Braves 6:08 to go. As Dean checks out, Cottrell in. 5 on the floor for the Nighthawks. Shamanga, Brown, Minor, Steeple, and Cottrell. Brown to the left wing, high post to Minor. Minor leaves it for Steeple, left wing. Wraparound feed to Brown, left block, posting up Pruitt, who strips it away. And it was last touched by Zach Brown. Great defense by the former Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Inbounds to David Strother. Final stretch, 5:40 to go. Braves up by 14. Pruitt has it near wing, up top to Kirk. Touch pass out left side to Strother. Ratliff tries to curl up on top of screen. Strother's pass is deflected right back into his hands. Bounce pass to Levi. Shot fake for the right block. Goes up and lays it in. 72-56 as Mike McKenzie heads to the scorer's table. He has 4 fouls, and Shamanga leaving Strother in the dust. Goes up to the left side, blows the lay-in. Followed by Brown, who is hammered on his way up by Strother. That'll be the 3rd personal on David Strother. And 2 shots in the way for Zach Brown. Brown, a 55% free throw shooter, lofts the first one up and through. A 3 of 3 from the stripe today. Kinsey in, Strother out. 15-point cushion for the Braves, 5:17 remains. This is the first of 3 straight road games for UNCP, taking on North Georgia today and then take on Lander in a Wednesday night matchup before heading down to Augusta. Second free throw, hard off the rim. As Kinsey controls. Right wing up top now to Tyrell Kirk. Kirk slicing through the defense. Kirk, runner off the front rim, tried to follow his own shot, but Brown had the box out positioning. Outlets it to Steeple, who got poked in the eye. One eye's closed for Steeple. Up the floor. Finds Shimanga. Cutting. Sent away by Levi as he tried to float it inside. Outlet it to Tyrell Kirk. Down the lane. Pruitt. Double clutch. Up top. No whistle as he airballed it. And Zach Brown corrals it. Outlet it to Steeple. Both eyes open this time for number 2. Attacking the lane. Hoists it up. Misses to the right. Rebound by Spencer Levi. 16 points. 6 rebounds for Spencer Levi. He leads all scorers in this one. Has the ball now, high post. Turns and faces. Pivots, hands back to Kinsey. Wheels at the free throw line. Backs it out to Pruitt. Pruitt, jab step right. Lets it fly from the right wing and buries the 3. Nakia Pruitt, 14 points. Now 2 of 5 from distance. And the Braves take a 75-57 lead under 4 minutes. 3:55 to go. Brown crosses over the free throw line. Out to Shimanga. Left wing uses the screen. Traverses to the right side of the lane. Kicks out to Steeple. Shot fake. Drives inside of the PBC logo. Shovel pass. Good look to Brown to the left block. He lays it home. Kinsey raises his right fist. Calls out the offense. Left wing to Ratliff. And nearly was taken away by Shimanga as Ratliff goes sliding on his backside all the way to midcourt. That'll bring us to our final media timeout of this ball game. Ratliff will head to the charity stripe after this break. It's 75-59 UNC Pembroke, your Braves in front. This is Braves basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Out of the media timeout, Jordan Ratliff makes his trip to the free throw line with his bright pink Adidas sneakers. Gets possession of the basketball. Takes a few bounces, spins it, ball on his left hip, now brings it up. And swishes it through. Has 10 points. 10 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. Talk about a stat line. Takes his time at his second free throw. And sinks it as well. 77-59 UNCP en route to its 8th consecutive victory. And will stay atop the Peach Belt Conference standings with 3:20 remaining in the ballgame. Snyers has it, left wing. Ratliff hedges him left. Snyers cross-court feed out to Steeple. Right wing triple, hard off the rim. Levi has the rebound. Double-double watch for Levi. 16 points, 6 rebounds with 3 minutes to go. So it's theoretically possible as Kinsey comes to the near side of the floor. Attacking to her right, cross-court feed wide open. Tyrell Kirk off the back rim. Weak side rebound tracked down by Kinsey, who is trapped in the corner. Directing the offense from the corner. Somebody has to cut, he said. And he high arcs it back to Levi. Levi bounced pass to Kinsey, and the Braves will reset. Horns down here for UNCP. Left elbow to Pruitt. Kinsey tried to split the double team up top as it's floated ahead to Zach Brown, and he throws it down with one hand in transition. (77-61), 2:20 remaining. Kirk gets it between the circles. Kick out, Ratliff, left corner three, up and bullseye. Jordan Ratliff makes it 80-61 with 2:05 remaining. Steeple gets the switch from Levi. Slithers past Levi, hesitates, gets Levi to leap, and is bumped from behind till shoot 2. 80-61. Braves up by 19. A big matchup looming for UNCP on Wednesday as they take on Lander. First free throw from Zez Steeple is true. So 4 in for the Braves, 4 checking out. It's Struther, Pruitt, Sean Kirk, and Carson Mounts. The only player who stayed on the floor for the Braves is Micah Kinsey. And Steeple hits in the second. Some scores around the league here. Georgia Southwestern, a 3-point lead over USC Aiken with 1:25 to go. Augusta squeaking past Flagler, 84-82. And Lander turned on the Jets against Columbus State in the second half, 97-73 the final. Bullard inside, Mounts had it stripped. And this play was off Mounts' knee. Out of bounds. And it's North Georgia basketball after the timeout. After the turnover, 80-63. 1:55 to go in the ballgame. Jenkins feeds Brown between the circles. Dean tries to thread the needle to a cutting Brown, and it's turned over. Intercepted by Micah Kinsey. Kinsey directs the offense, waving his teammates to the right and then to the left. Gets the screen from Sean Kirk. Kinsey goes left to the lane. Inside with the left hand lay-in. Settles off the rim. Weak side board by Tyler Dean. Sprints across the timeline, trying to find a cutting crowd Watson who wasn't ready for the basketball. And it's turned over. The final minute 15 of action. 80-63 UNCP. As Kinsey hands off to Bullard. Left wing. Jabry gets the screen from Kirk and is leveled hard by Zach Brown, who came exploding to the basketball. And Jabry Bullard will head to the charity stripe to shoot a pair. Bailey Minor to the scorer's table. In for Zach Brown. So 2 shots for Jabry Bullard. His first one bounces out. Bullard, the only Brave who has not scored today. That's his second free throw. Sinks through. All 9 UNCP players who traveled are on the scoreboard. 81-63. A minute to go in the ball game as Jenkins comes across between the legs. Leaves it for Dean, attacking left of the lane. Dean somehow puts it high off the glass and into the basket. Great finish by Tyler Dean, the 6'5 senior guard. Well, he scored 4 total points in his last 4 games. And he now has 2 today. Struther, high post to Mounts, had it knocked away. Tracked back down by David Struther, who brings it back out. Curls off the Mount screen to his right. Struther, double team comes, gets the switch. Up top to Bullard. Bullard hesitates, tries to blow by. Now step back, left corner, long 2. Front rim of the weak side board to Minor. A rare 2-point attempt for Jabry Bullard. As Jenkins lets it fly, rims out to the 3, tipped around underneath, into the hands of Cottrell. Out to Watson, right wing 3, Karan Watson. Clings off the back rim, the rebound by Sean Kirk, and that will do it. UNCP with 10 seconds to go will run out the clock and pick up its 8th straight victory. 81-65 the final from Dahlonega. A snowy Saturday afternoon capped off with a Braves victory as the high five line commences and UNCP starts its 3-game road trip with a 16-point victory against the Nighthawks. They sweep the season series against North Georgia and move to 18-4 overall, 12-2 in conference play. Another big-time victory for the Braves, and depending on some other results around the league, can give them a little bit more of a cushion in the conference standings. Some stats here for UNCP. 5 players scoring in double figures. And, well, it was a bit of a different starting lineup today for the Braves. So a couple of them came off the bench. Tyrell Kirk had 10, Jordan Ratliff had 14. Those 2 off the bench. Akia Pruitt had 14. Sean Kirk had 8. Spencer Levi had 16. So a good mix of scoring there as some of the guys who are in at the end able to get things going, and again, some of the starters who were in earlier really set the tone at the beginning of the ball game. And you always love to see a well-balanced scoring effort from the Braves as they have had plenty of success. And for the 13th time this season, out of their now 22 games that they've played, the Braves have made at least half their shots, finishing today 28 of 56, which is 50.9% from the fields. That'll do it for our broadcast today. UNCP splits the series, splits the doubleheader today. The Lady Braves drop a heartbreaker, an absolute battle to the end against the 17th-ranked Nighthawks. And the men's side caps it off with a 16-point victory over North Georgia, picking up their 8th straight victory. Well, that'll do it. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon. I'm John Gross. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Braves Basketball. We'll talk to you again on Wednesday for Braves Hoops. We'll have some baseball this weekend as well, back at Cox Fields. Talk to you later. Thanks again for joining us. This has been Braves Basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.